I want to share with you just a series of interesting stories, just a sentence or two from each, and let you draw your own conclusions from this, from what this may be. First, from today's Wall Street Journal. Headline, home foreclosures hit fresh high. A record number of homeowners entered the foreclosure process during the first quarter, topping the previous high set in the final quarter of 2006. Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, California, Florida, Nevada, Arizona weighed down the broader numbers and foreclosure numbers. Job losses in the Midwest have pushed up foreclosures there, and the housing market has quickly deteriorated in 4 other states. Okay, that from the Wall Street Journal. This from the Financial Times of England. The headline, subprime turmoil takes toll on banks. Subprime loans, these are loans for mortgages to people who are not super creditworthy. Turmoil in the U.S. mortgages market took a toll on earnings of Goldman Sachs, Bear Stearns, and Freddie Mac, amid suggestions that Wall Street's long run of record-breaking profits may be coming to an end. Yesterday's reports suggested the party on Wall Street is quieting at several banks. Goldman's revenue dropped 24% to $3.37 billion, partly as a result of problems in the mortgage market. While rising defaults have not spread into the Alt-A sector, where borrowers have higher credit scores, volumes of new Alt-A mortgages are also down. Okay, that from the Financial Times. Here's another one from the Financial Times. This headline, markets could take U.S. deficit rise, says Stud. Now, just notice the thread here. The Wall Street Journal. The economy is taking a hit because of, as interest rates go up and there's more foreclosures, and not just interest rates going up, also as middle-class incomes are being wiped out, manufacturing incomes are being wiped out, more and more people can't make their mortgage payments. And then the Financial Times pointed out that banks are now starting to lose money as a result of this. And then another article in the Financial Times saying that an analysis done by McKinsey Global Institute found that global capital markets, in other words, how are we going to deal with this fact that we're becoming more and more broke as a nation? Global capital markets would be able to finance a near doubling of the U.S. current account deficit to $1.6 trillion a year by 2012. McKinsey estimates that based on trend growth rates and current exchange rates, the U.S. deficit will reach $1.6 trillion, or 9% of gross domestic product in 5 years' time. This is the disastrous course that Ronald Reagan set us on and that George W. Bush has been following. They point out that the U.S. will soak up 77% of the total available pool of surplus capital in the entire world. And by soaking it up, it means we're borrowing it, which means that we have to pay it back or we have to give away our country. They point out again in this article in the Financial Times, by 2012, the U.S. would have an external debt GDP ratio of 46%, roughly similar to that of Mexico today. That is what Reaganomics has brought us. And then here, just to finally wrap this up, 2 real quick pieces. One from the New York Times. Concerned that their personal finances might become a political liability once again, Bill and Hillary Rodham Clinton in April sold millions of dollars worth of stock. They converted their stock into cash. Maybe we all should be. And then finally in the Financial Times, an article headlined, Democrats seek new way beyond Clintonomics. Yeah. Good plan. They're talking about no more free trade. 16 minutes past the hour. So one final point. This is so important. That what we've seen over the last 26 years is the systematic dismantling of the infrastructure and the true and core nature of the United States. And it's being done for a very specific purpose. It's being done to cripple the middle class, to stop them from being politically active. I mean, the conservatives in the 60s and 70s looked at the middle class rising up, and groups all the way from students to women to African Americans to gays saying, hey, wait a minute, we want some power in the society. And they felt that they had the power to speak out because they had some economic backstopping. And the conservatives looked at that and said, this is terrible. Detroit's in flames. Look at Watts. I mean, we can't have this. This is terrible. We have to disempower the middle class. And they were pretty open about it, by the way, in their own correspondences. And so they did. So that's where we are now. And so how do we fix that? I find it particularly interesting that you get these guys like Thomas Friedman running around going, the world is flat, the world is flat, everything is, everybody should be competing with 6 billion other workers. Well, in India, which everybody's holding up as this great icon of, look at how wonderful it's India's just, they're booming, and they are, because all our jobs are going there. In India, it is against the law to run a chain store. It is against the law for a foreign corporation to come into India and operate a retail store. Walmart is barred by law from India. This from today's Financial Times. India's retail sector generated about 12,800 billion rupees. That's $312 billion U.S. in sales last year, and accounted for 40% of the gross domestic product. This is their retail stores. So 40% of the entire nation's economic activities coming from retail sales. You got that? But analysts estimate corporations control only 3% of the retail market in India. 97% of the retail market in India is owned by small families who have little shops. 97% of the sector that is the full 40% of the entire economy of India. And, of course, the globalists are over there going, oh, we can't have this. We got to get Walmart in here. It'll be more efficient after all. It's crazy. But I just want to point out that these guys who say the world is flat and America should just throw open the doors and we should do away with tariffs and we shouldn't protect our domestic industries and we shouldn't protect our workers and we shouldn't protect small business people and we shouldn't protect entrepreneurs because, after all, India has opened their doors to us. Well, they've opened their doors to us moving our jobs there. But when we tried to put Walmart in there, they told us where we could put it.